All right, I'm here with ATG Coach Ruben Parada. We wanted to talk about a few things here. One is, over the past year, I've made a lot of mobility gains in my feet, my knees, my back, my hips. But this year, big problem I've got is my shoulders, my posture as well. I ran a company, I was a technology guy. I sat at a desk for 25 years. I know that's a big thing that you do. You help people who've been sitting at a desk revive their body and their posture. I want to talk to you about that today and help me out.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
happy to help.
Yeah.
And that's why I started helping people like that, because I went through it myself. You know, I mean, I only worked at an office for 4 years, but before that, if you think about it, from K through 12, we're sitting at a desk all day, right? We're being conditioned to be submissive. We're always sitting down in this position, and our shoulders get rounded forward. Your pelvis is in like the anterior position. So I didn't realize you could actually start reversing some of those things by strength training.
Yep.
The great thing about ATG is you're not only stretching, right, which a lot of people think that's all you need to do. You're actually strengthening in those positions that you're stretching through. So a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, people that spend a lot of time working because it's their passion, it's what they love to do, it's how they help people. They end up spending a ton of money on how to be a better leader, how to get their employees to respect them, how to have more confidence, more charisma. What they probably don't realize, you know, they spend thousands of dollars on coaches, mental training, things like that. What they don't realize is physically you can actually improve that as well by just improving your posture, right? Because your posture is a reflection of what you think of yourself in your mind. You know, it's a reflection of how you hold yourself in the physical world. So you want to improve that. And a great way to do that is just balancing the body through exercise, which is what ATG is all about. So I'm gonna be taking you guys through a little flow. You want to improve your shoulder ability.
Look at how this is just me if I just hang out my posture, right?
It's
clearly of either tightness here, weaknesses here. You know, you can probably just look at it right away and tell that I've been sitting at a desk for 25 years. Right.
Yeah, I mean, dude, same. Mine's a lot better now because I've been working on it, but it used to be like really bad. Like,
I can get myself into reasonably good posture, but this takes effort. Right. I think I've got some muscle imbalances, tightnesses, but also weaknesses, like you're saying, that I need to improve.
Well, the front of your body is getting tight, right? And the back of it's getting weak because it's always in this position. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna stretch the front and then we're gonna strengthen the back. First, we'll start with the shoulders, just get some warm up, some blood flow in there to bring healing and get those shoulders ready for some stretching.
I think what you'll also find with me is I've got some real limitations of mobility in my shoulders, just the internal and external rotation and extension. So when I try to do a back bridge, I can start to get into something that you would call a back bridge, but it's not a proper back bridge. I can't get my arms to properly extend and things like that. So curious, so what you think as we jump into things.
All right, let's check it out. So we'll start here, like I said, with the bands first. We'll start with banded pull aparts. And I like the hands supinated like this, underhanded, because it takes out the triceps out of the equation. So here, and just focusing on pulling apart the band with your shoulders. The muscles between the shoulders here are the ones that are working. Your trapezius, you're gonna do 30 reps here. Again, just getting a ton of blood flow. That's perfect.
How do I look?
You look great. Tuck your chin a little bit, pull them apart, come up a little bit higher with that. Yeah, not that high, just at the chest, right above the nipples. So we're gonna do 3 short range movements with these bands. Short range just means that it's hardest in the position that the muscle is contracted. So here, it's hardest here, easier here. And then we're gonna do 3 long range movements where it's harder in the position where the muscle is stretched. Bands are great for rehab, not only because it's one of the cheaper options for physiotherapists to buy, but also because they're great for working the muscles without putting too much strain on the joint, right? So that's what we want here whenever the shoulders are, or during warm-ups even, right? We don't want to put too much stretch on the joint right away. Takes care of the muscles between the shoulders. Now we're gonna warm up the traps, and I'm gonna show you 2 different variations on this. Banded trap 3 raises here. Squeezing at the top, bringing this back, and working these muscles right here in the middle of the upper back. And the harder variation is actually when you put this band a little bit lower. Now you have to also work the eccentric a little bit. So try it with this band.
And I'm trying to get the trap 3s, which are the lower traps.
Trying to get those firing. You get even more if
those are hard.
If you actually go here and tilt and then pull it apart. Right? So easier and then a bit harder here.
So easier.
Yeah,
this will be
you're
a
doing
little
30
harder.
reps, so just remember that.
Okay, I'm gonna start easy.
Yeah. You should start feeling it pretty good. Try to get there you go, perfect. Thumbs past the ears, all the way back. Excellent. Yeah, and you're gonna feel this right here in the middle of the back, which I know you already know this, but very good.
These are not easy. They look easy, but they're not easy.
No, I actually found this, so ATG didn't really show these. I actually found these in a Jailhouse Strong book. Shout out to Josh Bryant, Jailhouse Strong. He's a really, really famous strength coach. He actually coaches, I don't know if you know Tom Haviland. He's like this massive 6'9", 400-pound dude that it's like New Zealand special ops. He's got like 1 million followers on Instagram just from posting his training. Josh Bryant coaches him, and this was one of the moves that was in his book. I was like, banded trap 3 raises, that can't be that hard. And then I was quickly humbled.
They're killer. They're so humbling.
But great for getting stronger traps, which is a muscle that helps improve your posture, right? When you posture up, you're actually using those trap muscles.
Oh,
so
yeah.
getting those stronger. Yeah, great. And this also helps you be more stable in your squat because it's working that upper back. So even for front squats or anybody who's an Olympic lifter, like that shoulder retraction, a lot of that is traps.
Right.
Lower traps and upper traps.
Yeah, these are nasty.
Yeah. How many you got?
I think 25.
Perfect. So when I travel, man, I always bring a band with me because there's so much you can do with them.
Right.
Even that, like you felt it, right?
Oh, I'm burning.
A lot of blood flow there. So this next one's a banded, I call this banded overhead chest fly. Actually don't know what it's called.
Okay.
but that's what I call it. So just here, and you're getting almost like doing a chest fly overhead and then bringing this forward. That's really activating the chest here, also getting a stretch. So this was more of a long range movement for the shoulders because it's hardest here. It's also hard here though because we're using a band. Arms up and stretches, and if you can't go that far back, just go as far as you can without hurting it too much, right? So back here, pull. And then you could also technically do this a little bit lower and then get some chest flies in if you need to regress it.
These might be hard for me. Let's see. All right, so you start it here, and then you bring it
try to keep them
way back, right?
A little bit more straight.
Keep my arm straight?
Yeah, a little bit more, and then bring it up forward. Yeah, a little above the head. There you go, perfect. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Feeling any pain there? No?
It's challenging.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So bring it more like 45 degrees. Like
I think I might need a lighter.
Yeah, let's go lighter.
Yeah.
Actually, before those, why don't we get a little bit more blood flow in those shoulders?
Yeah.
So go around here and put your thumbs through the band like so. Elbows squared. And you're gonna think about hugging yourself, like squeezing here, contracting the chest as much as you can.
All short
And
range.
then exactly.
Just pump the blood into it.
Exactly. So
ATG
tons of
style.
short range here, into the shoulders, into the chest. 30, so 15 each way. Contract right here. Yeah. Even without a band, you can still get quite a contraction there.
Yeah.
Sides, yeah.
Like so?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is an easy way to just get those shoulders pumped full of blood before we start stretching them a little bit.
Yeah, one of the things that you see a lot in ATG is just using near range motions like this to just spam and pump blood flow into the tissue.
Yeah.
And then move on to extended range motions, which are really more about remodeling the tissue after it's already pumped with blood.
Yeah. It's all about the sequencing, really.
How many of these you want?
And then another thing, 30 total.
Yep.
So another thing with mobility, it's not just a lengthened position that you're trying to get into, also the shortened positions, right? So like an L-sit is actually like a short range movement, but can't do it right here. But it's also mobility, right? Because the more you can, further up you can get your legs, the more mobility, more range of motion you have in this position.
So super short range.
So you have more access to those cramping movements.
Yeah, and it's really good if you get a cramp in here, which I'm starting to get.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice job, man. Yeah, so let's do this one a little bit lighter and just try to keep the arms like in a trap 3 raise, the opposite of a trap 3 raise.
Yep.
Right? Keeping them straight and then using the chest to pull it forward.
So here,
Yep.
get it really far range and deep, right?
Yep, and then pull it forward with your chest. There you go. Good. So you feel like these upper chest fibers contracting. moving the shoulders forward. If you're a thrower or a dad that wants to throw with his kids, I think this is a great one for like start rebuilding that ability to do that.
This is a big limitation for me. Yeah. I need more of this.
So this is
I'm gonna step out a little bit more.
Yeah. Later on in this video, you'll see the more difficult version of this, which is with dumbbells.
Right.
But that one, I would definitely start light.
This is really hard for me, this extended range. So really starting with that short range motion that we just did preps the tissues to be able to get this extended range stimulus in.
Exactly, yeah. So the shoulders have, I mean, it's probably the most complicated joint, right? You have so many functions. You can do all this with your shoulder. Can't quite do that with your knee or elbow. But so the thing with the shoulders is you want to work all the ranges. And the thing that happens is most people only work like the pressing, the pulling, and the lateral raises.
Right.
But there's all this, right? This range, like pullovers, overhead chest flies, regular chest flies, and you have like pelican curls and things that put you in shoulder flexion that get ignored, and oftentimes there's a big imbalance there because we go into these movements in our everyday lives. There could be some pain there, right? The shoulder's not prepared for it. So it's just about working all angles of that to help somebody rehab the shoulders. Posture has a lot to do with your shoulders because, like I said, they get so rounded in. So we're stretching this out here again, and we're going to be working on strengthening that as well during our workout. Pelican curls, this one might be. So I wouldn't walk out too far with this, but the further out you walk, the more tension there is, and you're just curling this in here and stretching this way, right? So
and this is very extended.
Yeah,
very the bicep and bicep tendon really tie into the shoulder, right? So you're really getting that extended.
If you wanted to, and I do this in my workouts, I do pelican curls, but most people are used to seeing those with rings.
Okay. I
like doing this with cable. And of course, this is a lot more advanced. I'm just kind of going off topic here. It's just here, and then bring it up. So you're really working the biceps from that lengthened position.
I like that.
Also stretching the shoulders, right? You can go as light as you need to on something like that, but
I like that.
For the purpose of the band, let's just use
all right, I'll do bands.
Yeah, keep the elbows back and just bring it forward. You got quite a lot of veins there, a lot of vascularity. That's good.
Thanks, bro. It's weird. As much as I have good mobility in my shoulders in some ranges, and very poor in other ranges.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I can get a really good deficit push-up, a really good dip, you know, elbow, shoulders below elbows.
Yeah.
But then the other direction, over my head, rotation, super limited. I've had my left shoulder, I broke the glenoid in 2020.
Wow.
It's always good to start learning how to skateboard when you're 43.
Yeah. Next would just be behind the neck press, and you can use this one for this one as well. So like pressing, coming all the way down, pressing back up. So those are very long range movements for the shoulder. But again, just helping you kind of rebuild that range of motion behind the neck, right? So are you behind the neck pressing already?
It's hard for me, and I'm not really doing anything with the bar.
Yeah. So this really helps to kind of rebuild that range of motion so you can eventually start working that. Because this is basically like, you could do this with a barbell. You see people do the shoulder dislocates all the time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You can do those with a barbell as well.
I can kind of do that with a pole, but I can't do it with my arms very close together, you know? Definitely challenging in some areas. I'm trying hard not to go into pain, but go next to it. But I'm definitely right next to some pain.
Yes. So for like jiu-jitsu, for like martial arts where people are trying to break your shoulders apart, things like that, this could be beneficial. It's definitely not like something that's necessary, but it's basically like shoulder dislocates, just a more advanced level.
Hell yeah.
So it's a lot harder for somebody to break your arm if you can progress that ability.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'm really vulnerable to a Kimura, you know, could just separate my shoulder really easy.
Yeah. The reason I know all this shoulder stuff is because somebody did that in jiu-jitsu. They put me in a Kimura, And it was a 14-year-old.
Yep. Oh,
And I
that's
was
not
like
good.
23 at the time. Yeah, he was really strong. He's like a purple belt.
Yep.
Really good. And he just yanked on it. And for like a few months I was out, but I like they popped it back in immediately. So it was just really swollen.
Yep.
So it was just a strain, but I did everything I could to rehab it. And that's why I have like normal function in it again. Yeah, like we were talking about before, any sport that's like your opponent's focused on breaking your body down, it's like, hey, maybe you need to strengthen it, build your battle armor. And ATG really is one of the best training methodologies to do that. You want to spend more time in the gym, not let injuries kind of hold you back from spending time in the gym, right? Especially jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, as soon as someone approaches getting me in a Kimura, I tap. I don't even play around in that Kimura position.
Yeah. Tap early, tap often.
Yep.
I didn't know, man. I was a white belt. That was like 2 weeks into jiu-jitsu.
Oh no. Yeah, that happened to me 3 weeks into jiu-jitsu. I tore my MCL in my knee.
Oh wow.
And I was on crutches. Yep.
Somebody do a leg lock on you? Or?
I was on the ground, had someone in open guard.
Yeah.
And if you don't give on your hips, the torque goes to your knee.
Oof.
And if you don't know to, or if you have limited hip mobility, you can get a tear on the LCL or MCL pretty easily.
Wow.
You know, and that's what happened to me.
That's rough, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're here.
That's why, yeah.
All things happen for a reason. Next, we'll go into pullovers. So that's pretty much like a really good warm up to start working on that shoulder mobility. If somebody has trouble, you know, even raising their hand above,
right?
You could use a band as light as this one and get into all these positions without too much pain, right?
Yep.
So now we kind of show how to scale these. The dumbbell pullover. This is actually like Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite exercise.
Okay.
I
didn't know that.
I just heard him talking about it.
Yeah.
And if you look at Arnold, he's got giant chest and huge lats, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this exercise works, because it puts the chest in like the most stretched position it can, and the lats, and then you're working it in. And he's doing that with like 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't need to do it with 150 pounds, but it does help improve your posture because it opens up the chest, the triceps, the lats. So you make a triangle with your hands and you're controlling it down into that stretch, holding it here for a second and then coming back up. And then if you want more stretch, you can go across the bench. You can drop the hips and then same thing here. Get that stretch and then bring it up. And if somebody used to have like shoulder imbalances, things like that, you can use 2 dumbbells. Right? Like let's say one shoulder goes a lot further than the other. Well, now you can help correct that imbalance just focusing more on one.
Yeah, I actually found I was doing this started to get a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
And then I started to have a little bit of nerve issue in my elbow.
Right.
After it. So I've got to be kind of careful here, you know, to progressively overload these gradually and not jump too fast into them.
Yeah, so the goal on that is elbows below shoulders. You can also, like, this is what the back bench was designed for, right? Back in the day before sports science, no, I'm just kidding. But back in the day, they had these rounded benches for this exact reason, like doing pullovers, things like that. And basically, like my thoracic mobility is not that great, but it's improved a lot from this movement, for example.
Right.
You could basically just sit here and kind of feel your back opening up.
Yeah, really getting thoracic involved.
Yeah,
Love it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like perfectly made for your back.
It's so great.
And it can be a great way to kind of work towards progressing a back bridge, because here you can work on getting your hands down.
Yeah, I have been working on this today with my back bridge. So like, just going from here to here.
There you go.
You know, this thing's great.
Yeah, that's great. You open up the triceps a little bit more with those pullovers, but that's just as you progress them. I want to show you can actually do these on a wall. So even if you don't have a bench or dumbbells, you can do the pullovers on a wall, and they scale pretty well too. Just hands here, kind of get into like an RDL position with the knees bent, and then try to get the chest down and pull the wall down.
Okay.
From there, and then this scales more mobility with the hands together.
All right.
And then more intensity if you bring your feet back. You're getting more weight on them. So even if you're traveling, you can kind of open that up. I always like to do this like after a long flight at the airport because like everything's super tight. Just don't do it near any police.
Right.
It might get a little too comfortable. Like, oh, you're already in position. Or TSA. So the power raise now is like a progressed version of that banded pull apart. Right? Now you're working one side at a time with a dumbbell. And I like to do it on the incline bench. Hugging the bench here, putting the leg around, and then this leg's just kind of hanging here, balancing. You want it on top of the chest. So keeping your elbow above the nipple line. Doing it here is not doing much. So here,
Yep.
and then coming up and control and slow, about 5 seconds on the way down. So this is almost like the Nordic of the shoulder. This is a very joint dominant movement. Up, and you're acting like you're trying to put something on your bedside table. It's really far away. You're trying to reach over there and control it all the way down. So this is really getting these muscles here between the shoulders and in that lengthened position, especially as you lower it.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. Also grows your shoulders too. Like I do like 2 shoulder movements. I don't do any lateral raises. I just do this and then the external rotation, and like shoulders are decent.
Like this?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Beautiful. Yeah. Slow it all the way down. Nice, dude. You've done this one before, right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So now imagine like you're somebody who plays baseball or throws a football very often. This one's really good for kind of reversing out
Right.
that motion. And the
Yeah,
stronger
you
you get,
need that to decelerate the arm.
Yeah.
Catch it.
yeah, exactly.
Prevent it from dislocating at the end of a throw.
Yes, and the main reason I put this in here is because, again, posture, right? You're working the muscles between the shoulders, so those same muscles you use to posture up. Yeah. That was nice. Did you do ballet too?
I just want to stay in this position, you know?
Did you do ballet as well?
No, but I used to do figure skating legit.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Joe LeMay does it all.
Yeah.
That should be your handle.
Joe does it all.
So hands here. This is like the way you can do it if you don't have an incline bench.
Yeah.
You can just act like you're about to take a nap and then lock this leg, locks into the bench, and then bring it up. And this way is actually harder because you have less stability. So you really have to use your core and your shoulder muscles here to stabilize. I can do like maybe like 5 to 10 pounds less this way than I can do the other way.
It is harder.
If you're gonna take anything away from these, from this entire video, I would say do this and the pullover and the trap 3 raises.
Those elastics were great.
And this one I think you're gonna love because you really wanna work on that internal rotation.
Yes.
So this is the Poliquin chest fly. This is the way that Charles Poliquin taught his chest flies. And they're very upper chest and internal rotation, or excuse me, external rotation dependent. Sitting down, you're gonna start with the palms away from you and then bring it down like the opposite of a trap 3 raise, right? 45 degrees here. And then you're gonna flip this, stretch like you're about to throw a football, and then bring it up.
Yeah.
So almost like an arched chest, down, keeping the dumbbells above the ears, flip, bring it up. So you're throwing 2 footballs at the same time. Palms away, flip it, and then bring it up.
Palms away.
Yep.
And then I'm bringing it this way? No, I'm gonna bring it.
So you don't even have to think about, keep it this way, and then you're gonna bring it this way.
Okay.
So
bring it this way.
yeah.
This is actually kind of hard for me.
2 separate movements. Oh, it is, yeah.
I feel a little bit of my right shoulder instability in this, but it's getting better.
Nice and slow, yep.
Do I want to keep my back flat?
No, you want to arch it
You
actually.
want to let it arch?
Yeah, slight arch, big stretch.
Oof.
Very good. So this is a very long range, like very joint dominant movement. You can feel that right on the internal, on the rotator cuff, right? So this is bulletproof in the rotator cuff on the inside because you're stretching it. And you can see exactly how this is the opposite of sitting, right? When you're sitting, you're down and forward. This is like backing up.
Yeah. I actually have to go lighter on this.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries, dude.
Yeah.
Can even start. I don't think we have anything
Right.
lighter here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But now you know how to do it.
Yeah, that's great.
And honestly, you could start this even with the bands. as you saw, is the same motion. Like I said, the shoulder, you have this, right? So now for curls, you would do something like a incline dumbbell hammer curl, which is also bicep dependent or shoulder dependent, because you're working that long head of bicep, which connects to the shoulder. So you're here, keeping the elbows back, bringing these up. That's like the version everybody can do. The extreme versions of this would be something like supinated and then bringing the elbows out. So this is Smith curl. And this also scales by doing it higher, getting more stretch. This is rather uncomfortable for most people. But here you can see it's about as long range as you can get on the biceps. Probably get more long range doing the pelican curls I showed you earlier, but this would be like major bulletproofing for the shoulders. Yeah. Oh, you've done those before as well?
I have a little bit, yeah.
Awesome.
I love the stretch that it gets back here.
Nice, dude. Yeah, very good.
Just like hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the ATG split squat of the shoulder,
right,
and biceps. Not quite a sissy squat. I would say that's or Nordic. That would be more like the power raise. You okay?
Yeah, just enjoying it actually.
A few more things for posture: split squat, Romanian deadlift.
Yep.
And then L sit.
Let's do it.
When you're sitting down, these hip flexors, because you're always in this position, they get used to being there, right? So the tissues shorten. Your body adapts to really anything you're putting it through. So to give it a stimulus to balance that, you would have to then like lengthen those hip flexors. So now we're keeping this contracted, using this and kicking the ground on the way up, right? So using this, focusing on this hip flexor, kicking to keep balance, and that's strengthening that hip flexor in that lengthened position to help it adapt quicker, right? So you're stretching quicker. And then ultimately, like, that's why you see like Ben Patrick and like all the ATG people being able to do the splits, because that hip flexor in the groin opened it up from there. From the ATG split squat, yeah. And then the hamstrings open up from the Romanian deadlifts in the stretch position.
Yeah.
Right? So those two are probably the two biggest ones for lower body for reversing out the effects of sitting. Because here you're lengthening the hamstrings, and there you're lengthening the groin and the
and I think you'll find so many guys my age like can't even touch their toes, and they think they want to stretch their way out of that. But it's not just stretching. It's not enough to get into that range of motion, but you need to be able to generate force through the whole range of motion as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And stretching is not, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. It's more just like a low intensity, lengthened isometric.
Yeah.
And then, but that's how you progress it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, you're not done with the stretch. You want to start adding stimulus, adding force into a stretch.
Exactly. And that's why people spend so long stretching and they're not getting anywhere, because they're never progressing the amount of stretch that they're getting with weight, which is what we're doing here. We're just lengthening the tissues, making them stronger at the same time by using weight. Being able to do a pike is not just how flexible your hamstrings are, it's also like how much force can you compress this with. So it's also hip flexor, hip flexor strength. Yeah, it's also core strength. So the last piece of it would be strengthening with the L sit. Working this, compressing. You can show. I know you got the L sit.
I'm getting them.
Nah, you got this shit. Yeah, so that is helping you get more flexible ultimately, because before you start adding weight, you can actually really try to crunch in and try to fold yourself over, right? Exactly. Beautiful, man. And you can progress this just starting with one leg at a time, right? You don't even need, you don't even need parallettes to do this actually. You can just do it on the ground. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, on the ground's harder, I find, because you really have to, you don't have all that room beneath you to.
Yeah, you have to decompress the shoulders. Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you can do that at
I get 1 second, sort of.
Very good. Yeah. No, it's still great though. But on the ground, like don't lift yourself up. Okay. Put the hands here. Anybody can start here. So lift one leg up at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 2 seconds.
Actually try to engage your, like you can do it without it. You can just use the hip flexors, but then start trying to engage.
Yeah, 1 to 2 seconds. Yeah. But I've trained people that can't even do this, right? So you have them move their hands back and lay back. Now it's easier. Exactly.
Oh, easier.
Way easier right there. But some people have a hard time even doing that. So then you just have them laying down and then doing it.
Boom.
So
that's step one.
Yeah, that's step one, because contracting adds more tension at the top, right? So again, even this is mobility technically, because if you can't raise your leg up, you don't have that movement ability. So now you're getting more movement ability by actually contracting the muscles.
It's kind of like the opposite of what we think of in terms of mobility or range of motion, because we tend to think of range in the extended motions, but now we're working in the compressed motion and capturing another inch of mobility in the most compressed way.
That's mobility as well, because it gives you more access. And ultimately, that's like the whole thing about physical freedom and longevity, right? The more movement ability you have, the longer you'll be able to move into whatever age you want, right?
It's very easy to let 5 years go by and you don't realize that you lost an inch of strength, an inch of motion, you know?